Hi guys, my name is Allie. I'm back with another video. I am a recovering heroin addict. I already made a video this morning, but I wanted to do a story time tonight. I thought it would be interesting. This is like kind of really sad. And it really like changed my view on death and everything. So since I moved in this apartment, it's been like really... Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know me, I share my stories about addiction on here, and the stuff that I went through and stuff that I'm currently going through still. It's stuff that I'm still struggling with, life-wise, drug-wise, anything-wise, I talk about on here. So when we moved into this apartment, we already, like, we thought it was a nice place, but we realized that, like, there were some pretty bad vibes in here. And I talked about this in my paranormal video. I could go on about, like, the things that we've had go on here. It's just a very bad, aura in this apartment. Feel like it causes a lot of arguments between me and my boyfriend. It's just very, it's not like a happy happy space to be in. But anyway, I had this neighbor, and he's like surrounded by younger kids. So it's me, a younger kid in the back, well, our age, someone our age in the back. He lives by himself, and he always bumps music. And then there's a really old guy downstairs who is not so. But the guy in the back always bumps music, so our neighbor, our walls are like paper thin. Our neighbor would get mad, and he would bang on our wall. And it was, you guys also might hear them, my boyfriend and his friend, playing their game over here. If you might, you might hear that. So this guy would always bang when he heard noises, and it would upset people because, like, why can't you just, like, go knock on somebody's door and be polite and say, hey, can you turn down your music? Or, like, hey, you're being too loud. But no, he was, like, really passive-aggressive about it, and he would bang super loud for a super long time, and people would get mad, you know? How could you not? But we didn't know much about this guy. We just knew that he really didn't like anybody here. He was very, like one time we set our garbage on the porch because it was raining, and it was on our side of the porch, and we didn't want to bring it down to the dumpster till the morning, and he, like, yelled at us the next morning about, like, the garbage being there, which I understand, like, you don't want it there, but it was pouring rain, and it was, like, midnight, and we didn't want to, like, walk all the way across the parking lot to the dumpster, so we put it, like, all the way on our side till the morning. There was just been, like, a lot of, like, little, quarrels we got in, but we noticed that, like, for a couple of days, like, we didn't see him. But we didn't think anything of it because he didn't leave his apartment much. He didn't, like, walk outside or anything. And, we noticed, like, so we just went on with our day. We're like, yo, where is this guy? And then, like, a week, like, passed. Like, it was, like, a week. And it was almost Christmas. This was last Christmas. And we were pretty concerned. We were like, wow, like, what should we do? Should we tell Wally, which is our what's it called? Our landlord. Like, should we call Wally? What should we do? And then we started smelling something really bad in our hallway. And we share a hallway with that neighbor. And it smelled horrible. It smelled like garbage. Like, he hadn't taken out his garbage, we thought. Or maybe he just wasn't cleaning up his house enough, and it was reeking really bad. And we let it slide. Because we didn't think anything of it. And then the smell got so bad that it was coming through when our bedroom was in this room over here. That's where his bedroom was, on the other side of the wall. We could smell this smell coming through our bedroom wall. And it was really nasty. And So Christmas Day comes, and I get woken up by a banging on my door, and it is the guy, my neighbor's father, who is elderly, and he is freaking out. He's like, oh my God, I just broke into my son's apartment. I think my son may be dead. Please go in there and check for me. I can't go in there and look. I can't look. He is completely, like, out of his mind, like, upset. Of course, this is Christmas morning. This is horrible. And, like, how could we not know? How could we not know, the smell for a week, not seeing him? We just didn't put two and two together. We've never been through this before. And so I did something most people wouldn't do. I went in, and I went all the way through the house. The house reeked of a smell that I will never forget. And I went to the back, and the guy was there. He was face down. There was feces, there was urine. You could tell he had been there for a while, and nobody knew. And we had heard no banging too. And his father didn't know, like, had no phone, didn't know how to call 911. So I called 911 off my phone, and they're like telling me, can you please flip this guy over to see if he's okay? And I'm like, I am literally 5'2", 115 pounds. Like, I cannot flip over this 180-pound man while he's deceased and covered in feces and urine. I'm not touching this man. That is like ruining a crime scene. That is like fucking up a crime scene. That really is. You're not supposed to touch a crime scene. You're not even supposed to walk into a crime scene like I did. And told her I couldn't flip him over, but I told her that he was definitely gone. And this was like really heartbreaking for his dad. And his dad hugged me and took down my number and was like, you're an angel. Thank you for calling the ambulance. I just have some questions as to how you didn't know, like, how did this happen? Did you hear, like, a bang? Did you hear him fall? And I was like, no, we heard absolutely nothing. And even if he did bang, we would think that he was, like, banging on the wall like he usually did to any sound possible. So, apparently, thank God, he died painless. He died painlessly. And it was instant. Like, he, like, went into his room. Looks like he was about to leave, or maybe he just came home because his coat and keys were on his bed. And, he was either about to grab them or he had just put them down. And he was walking into his room, and he must have just had a heart attack right there. And he was young. He was in his 30s, like late 30s. He must have had a heart attack right there and dropped because he hit the fan on the way down, and like that's the way it was all set up. And I was freaking out. I was hyperventilating. My boyfriend would not go in the house. He was over here vomiting because it was just too much to bear. It was crazy. It was really sad for that to happen on Christmas. I called my mom all upset, crying. The paramedics came. I was really more sad for this guy's father and all of that. And his father was so thankful for me, like more thankful than I ever thought he would be. He told me if I ever needed anything to call him, that I was a heaven-sent angel, and that all of that. And he was just really nice to me. And it's like it's a really sad story. And we even after he died, we still heard, like, a couple days and weeks after he died, we would still hear banging on the walls, like in the back room where his bedroom was, where he passed. We would still hear banging on the walls. It was so weird and so creepy. I just hope that he didn't die, like, angry or in vain. It does get to me that he died alone. It does get to me that we slept a wall over from somebody who was deceased by himself, and we had no idea. we just thought that he wasn't taking out his garbage or anything, and we kept missing him. Like, we thought maybe he was leaving at different times than we were. It was just like a really bad situation, and a really sad situation. So, like, if you guys ever have neighbors and you don't see them for a while, you think maybe they're a little bit different, if you definitely smell something bad, please call the police to check, like, to do a personal check. That is something that we definitely should have did. That, you know, we've never been in this situation. I just wanted to share this story with you guys because, you know, life is so precious. And this man lost his only son on Christmas Day. And I'm sure this will haunt him for the rest of his life. I still have this guy's number in my phone to this day. We don't talk or text, but I'm sure if I texted him, he would text me back. Life is precious. It can be taken from you at any moment. I guess in the past he was a heavy drinker and he used a lot of cocaine when he was younger, and his brain and his heart was affected by it by his late 30s, and he had already had a stroke, so he got really bad headaches, I guess. And that is kind of, you know, the gist of like what happened. His heart stopped like immediately out of nowhere. And it just shows you how precious life can be, how fast it can go. Like, tell your loved ones that you love them every day, no matter if you're mad at them. Don't go to bed angry. You know, anything can happen in this life. Like, just make sure you tell the people who you love that you love them. And I'm just, you know, I want to get this story out there as like a warning to other people that this shit is real. People really die. That was the first time I've ever seen a dead body, and I couldn't handle it. My boyfriend was way worse than me. He was vomiting over here. I was just trying to handle the situation the best that I could to try to keep his dad calm, but I ended up getting really upset, and I had to back off for a second, and then I had to go about my Christmas Day like normal, and that, you know, that my neighbor didn't get to do that. He didn't get to have his Christmas with his family. His dad hadn't heard from him all day, obviously, and his dad obviously came to the apartment to check on him, and what he found probably wasn't what he was expecting. I know this is like a really sad story, but take it as a heed of warning. These things happen. If you hear something weird, you know, and you live with neighbors, keep an eye out on them. Maybe listen for weird noises. Don't feel bad for calling the police for a wellness check. Don't, you know, be scared to knock on doors and stuff like that, just to make sure people are okay. There was nothing they could have done to save him anyway. His heart was done. His heart literally just stopped, which is really sad at such a young age. He didn't have any kids. He didn't have a wife. He still had a lot of life to live, and I hope that he is free. His soul feels free, and I hope that he has everything he could ever want to feel whole you know, wherever he may be, wherever his soul is wandering. I hope that it's whole. I hope that he died at peace and not angry or sad. And I hope he made it to the other side without any issues. But yeah, that's today's story. I just wanted to share it for you guys. Life is so fragile. I couldn't imagine having a family member taken from me on a Christmas day. Like, that is like the worst. I think that's one of the worst days to lose someone. That is a day of giving and showing thanks and showing people how much you love them. And you know, it's about family and gathering and eating and telling stories, and it shows the holidays are the importance of family. And for this family, they didn't get to have their ideal Christmas, but I'm sure they celebrate his life every Christmas, every birthday. He comes from an amazing family. His father was amazing. I hope that you guys found this video educational. If anything, this was just a quick little story time I wanted to tell you that I have experienced. If you guys have any other similar experiences below, let me know. Just seeing somebody literally dead, like, changed my whole outlook on life, like, and how quick it could end, and how grateful and thankful I am for today, and all of the work that I have to do to make sure that I stay alive and I stay sober and I get through these obstacles that I must get through to live the life I was supposed to live. And I hope you guys are able to do the same, and I hope you find the strength and the willpower to not let drugs be the one to take you from your family, because I promise it will never leave them. It will never leave them. But I love you guys so much. I'm sorry for this somber story. I know my channel has been so sad lately with my last couple of videos explaining what's been going on with me. I've been getting so many messages of, like, support, and that is amazing. I couldn't believe how many people actually, like, notice my mannerisms and my changes, and how they can tell when I'm trying to be happy in a video but I'm not. And, like, I've gotten tons of messages about that, making sure I'm okay, and they can notice differences from the beginning of me recording to now. And it's just, like, so heartwarming that you guys actually care, all 90 of you that watch me. I'm so grateful. I'm beyond grateful. I love you all. Any video suggestions you guys want to see, leave in the comments or message me on Facebook. My name is Allie Haight, H-A-I-G-H-T. I also have an OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/therealfairy. Since I'm out of work lately, I have been doing OnlyFans since I've been home. Nothing else to do, so what's better than some beautiful body art content? You know, who doesn't want to see that? I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Mwah.